Hello and welcome to Game Over Here, the video game podcast created by gamers for gamers, with your hosts Leon,
Dave. Hello.
Thank you himself.
There we go. We're finally here at 20 past 9 on our bank holiday Monday here in England, but not for you, Dangerous Dave.
No, it really isn't. Not bank holiday at all. But my bank holiday is next Monday because in Ireland we like to do things a little bit differently.
Fair enough, man. Well, I mean, Dangerous Dave.
Danger Dave.
I'm just loving that I've still got that there from last week's podcast. For those that didn't tune into last week's podcast, Dave, why are we calling you Dangerous Dave now?
I took part in a darts exhibition at the weekend, and they had to pick a nickname for me, and I also had to have walk-on music. And the nickname that was chosen for me was Dangerous Dave. And I walked on to Highway to the Danger Zone.
Excellent. I love it. Well, on that kind of note, I suppose we do have a little bit of video for that. So let's let me see if I can dig that out now.
Oh, please do. I've not actually seen the video. It was an amazing time. It was so much fun. I didn't win my match, understandably, because I was going up against like a proper professional.
Yeah.
But I was kind of pleased with what I did.
Let's see. I think. Yeah. Okay. It's kind of a bit glitchy on my end at the moment, but.
Yeah. It also was amazingly dark in there. So bearing in mind,
It's pretty dark. There you are. You are there. You're coming through.
Steaming past. Yeah. On the arms of some beautiful Irish lass. And then it was up on the stage, shake everyone's hands.
There we go. And then straight in, by the looks of things.
Yeah, pretty much. I got 9 darts to practice with, and then it was straight in for the match. And then I got my ass handed to me, which was awesome. But I did get the scorecard afterwards. We both signed it, so that's now in a safe place at the back of my car. But it's safe.
Well secure. I like that. During that, Mike was also putting up a lovely stand in the background.
A little bit DIY.
Yeah,
that's probably the height of my DIY talent. Popping up a quick stand.
Oh,
Nice.
I love it.
Subtle.
I should have just I should have got some like a vape or something and just gone as if by magic.
Oh, I love it. I mean, yeah. So, I mean, the bank holiday weekend is passing, unfortunately for us here. Over the weekend, I managed to go to MCM Comic Con at the Excel Centre on the Saturday, and my very busy and fucking huge. I know I didn't realise on how fucking large the Excel Centre actually is. And yeah, I mean, like they literally packed.
How much
out
of the
thing.
Excel Centre was it?
It was like they used all of the halls.
No.
Yeah.
That's fucking huge.
It was massive.
That is big.
It was really spread out kind of thing, and it was just like I'd say like the majority of it was just shopping. You know what I mean? Like it was just sort of like there was a lot of stalls there. Like there was a lot of those fucking fidget spinners that I'm seeing, and
They're popular. They are.
Yeah. Oh, they fucking
Just
are.
a little bit. Outside my store, there is the store next door that sells tit and tat and whatever, which sells them. And then on a normal day, when people are out selling in the streets, there's 4 different fidget spinner stands within a 100-meter radius of my store.
Do you know what's really sad? The person that invented the fidget spinner gets no money from it.
Well, that's the way it goes, unfortunately.
To be honest, I don't see the big thing about it. I remember, basically, when I used to skate, you'd have your fucking bearings, you have a wheel. It was the same fucking thing. That's it.
Yeah. It's designed for people with ADHD and other things like that. There's a way of concentrating in class, except they've now just taken off because kids like a good fad, and they're now banned from schools, ironically.
They should have, like, I thought they were a bearing and then bearings in the other ones, so you could kind of spin with whatever bit. But it's just the middle. It's that.
Yeah.
It's basically just a thing that spins around.
Oh yeah, what are you going to create, Stag?
I don't know, bruv, but it's going to be sick. It's going to be sick.
The thing is,
I did see a funny video the other day. The first time I've actually appreciated a fidget spinner was guy put his dog's food bowl onto like a rotating thing, and they all got on it, and they basically started rotating because they were all trying to eat. So it looked like a fidget spinner of dogs, which I thought was pretty good.
That is cool.
But I mean,
the thing that people do is that they get compressed air and they try and see how fast they can get their fidget spinner to go, and apparently it can go pretty damn fast.
What they need to do is they need to mount it, put a blade on it, and then see if you can get that thing up to danger levels.
Fuck yeah.
Dangerous Dave would probably know all about it, but you know.
Well, you can crack a phone screen with a fidget spinner.
You can crack a phone screen with anything. They're made of fucking smiles and dreams. That's about it.
Well, I mean, back onto a bit more of the old Comic Con jazz. In all fairness, you know, I just sort of walked around for many hours, just sort of aimlessly walking. I mean, there was some fucking awesome cosplay, you know. Yeah, as you would kind of expect, a shitload of Harley Quinns as per usual. Then you know, there was some really cool like sort of Darth Vader kind of cosplay as well, like Darth Vader walking around. There was at one point like Darth Vader was walking around and there was like this like a, I don't know, like a stormtrooper in front, and like he sort of like bumped into me like on purpose and was like, yeah, get out of the way for Lord Vader kind of thing, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it's fucking Vader. So yeah, there was sort of like proper cool cosplay, proper cool outfits and everything like that. But like,
was there any obscure Comic Con cosplay?
I don't know.
There was a lot.
Probably
so
yeah,
obscure
probably
you don't get it.
Exactly, you know, exactly that. But I mean, yeah, all in all, it was definitely a fun day out. I recommend it highly for everyone, but I still have never really got the whole idea of going to these events and, you know, just to pay money to get a signature, you know, or a photo with a celebrity that you're going to be there for like 10 seconds and you spend like 50 quid or something like that. You're just like, what the fuck? I mean, my brother Brandon, just to throw this out, he Donnie Yen was there. And he queued like, I think like 2-3 hours just to get a signature, and then like 2-3 hours to get a picture afterwards, kind of thing. You know, like it was sort of different kind of things. He's paid like over 100 quid for that, and I'm just sort of like, what the fuck? I can't imagine myself ever doing it.
Well, it's like the thing on Saturday, the exhibition I went to. The two professional darts players there, if you wanted to be VIP and, you know, meet them and chat to them and get signs and stuff, you pay like €50. And they were selling like pictures of themselves and stuff, and they weren't cheap either. So, you know, being famous pays money.
Do you want to see what's not cheap?
Yeah, go on.
I'm going to pull something out of my magical drawer.
Oh,
this could go very, very wrong.
His dildo collection's going to fall out or something. I don't know. Like, oh, here we go. Oh, this is pretty big, actually. Oh, you got a UFC kind of poster. All right.
So that is signed by everyone.
Oh, that's cool.
That poster was 200 quid.
Fuck.
Bloody hell.
The frame alone, to put it into, was 150. So,
fuck.
350 quid.
Yeah, and it's not even on my fucking wall at the moment because it. Did I ever tell you about the story of it trying to kill me?
I
rehung it.
Anything that amount of money is to try and kill you.
I was just playing on my bed, like playing on my laptop and stuff, and I heard this noise and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" And I looked at the poster and I thought, "No, if it had broken, it would have already fallen on me." And in my head, I just thought, hold on. And I stood up, and this fucking thing just like literally jumped off the wall at me. Luckily, because I preempted. But yeah, scared the shit out of me.
Imagine. So basically, we just need to become famous, and then we can sell signed pictures of ourselves and make loads of money.
What are you talking about, bruv? I am famous.
Yeah, mate. Stag Beetle.
Stag Beetle. $5 a signature. Tenner if you want a big one.
Mate, I mean, like, the thing is that I think the minimum I saw for a signature there was probably around 25 or something like that. Yeah.
Well, my sister's gone to quite a few of them, and I mean, but the thing is, some of them, I think it's like there's levels, isn't there? Like, she's got some photos and some pictures with, like, people that I wouldn't care, like Hodor.
Yeah.
Not really fussed that much and stuff like that. But then she's got, like, fucking Mark Hamill.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Fucking, I mean, he's Luke Skywalker and the Joker.
Yeah,
He's pretty big. a big deal.
There was some like fucking ones there though that you'd just be like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like there was like, I don't know, there was like an extra of something, you know, in one of the Star Wars movies or something like that. In fact, you know, like in the Rogue One, there's like the little girl, I think is sort of in the, I don't know, I think it's probably one of the fight scenes, and she's sort of like cowering away or something. I think Donnie Yen goes up to her or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't even remember that the actual. She was there doing signatures next to Donnie Yen, and you're just sort of like seriously, this is a little girl. Who the fuck cares? Like. But apparently they did.
Well, some people evidently.
Exactly. You know, it's like I don't know. Maybe are they trying to catch them all on signatures, kind of thing wise?
I don't know. Maybe she's an up and coming star. She's a childhood star that's going to be massively famous in years to come. So they get the signature now, and then they'll be able to sell it on when it's worth a fortune.
Yeah, I mean, it does absolutely baffle me, but I mean, like, obviously, you know, it's big market, people love it, you know, people like to go and meet their stars for a very small amount of time and very awkward interaction, I would feel anyway. But to be fair, Brandon's picture is fantastic of it as well. I'm not sure if he's put it up on social media or anything, but if he has, I'll dig it out at some point and show you it. But
we went to when we were younger, we went to quite a lot of the like WWF things, and like you're right, yeah, the interaction is fucking. It's like well awkward. Oh, I'm a fan. You shake a hand, especially when it's a wrestler, so they're like sitting down and they're bigger than you, sort of thing. And after the first 3 or 4, we were kind of like, should we start asking them like good questions, like proper questions and stuff? And we're like, okay, let's see what happens. So the first person after that is the Big Show. Now, Big Show's 7 foot odd. Yeah. So I'm at the time probably close to 6 foot, and I'm stood up, and he's sat down, and we're basically eye level, which was ridiculous. I shake his hand, and it's big. He could literally engulf my head. And my mate Kevin just goes, "Listen, we know you get stupid questions, so we're going to give you a great one. What's the biggest shit you've ever had?" And he just literally, with this roar of laughter, just was like, "You don't want to know." And it's like far funnier interaction for it, but they must get so bored doing those things. Like, it's the same as, you know, I suppose all the media stuff. They basically have to answer the same question over and over again. I'm sure when they get like the awkward person that asks some really random stuff, they actually like finally can use.
Yeah, it actually has to make them think.
Yeah. Well, did you pick up anything while you were there? Did you buy anything?
There was loads of cool stuff, but there wasn't anything that made me go, yeah, you know what, I'm going to pick that up. I mean, it was my the reason I was there was my brother's birthday, Shane. So he wanted to pick up something, and I was like, hey, you know what, whatever you want to pick up, I'll buy it, kind of thing. He picked up like this really massive mouse mat. It was like, I don't know, it was like the size of my fucking desk pretty much, and I'm just sort of like, all right, if you want that, let's go ahead. But like they were doing things like mystery boxes and that kind of as well, so like
dangerous.
And it was fucking bare dollar as well. I mean, like literally, like I think the cheapest mystery box I kind of saw was probably around 25 quid, and it was probably, I don't know, it was like, you know, it was a fairly sort of reasonable size box, but there was some that they were like 40, 60 quid kind of thing. I mean, like my brother's girlfriend picked up like a Harry Potter box for like 40 quid, and like what she got in there, I mean, she seemed pretty happy with it, but I looked at it and was like, oh my god, this is fucking bollocks, right? She got like a fucking like a soup mug or something, you know, a soup mug. One of those pop characters, and like loads of other little like odd Harry Potter shit, like just little things kind of thing. And I was like, you've just paid 40 quid for that. She seemed pretty happy, but I don't know. I think deep inside she was probably really disappointed. I just didn't want to show it because I was just like, I was looking at it and going, you just got robbed, mate. You know.
There's a Harry Potter thing. You'd want an actual working snitch, a wand that, you know, you can cast spells with and pretend.
My friend did one of them once, and I think they must have put the wrong thing into it, because he bought how much was it? It was like 30 quid for a Game of Thrones one, and they had loads of them. Like, I mean, considerable amounts. And when he sent me the picture of what was in it, there was a fucking a script signed by like what's his face, the writer, and like 3 of the people on it. I was like, how many tiers of this were there? And he said, oh, I don't know, they went up to like £1,000. And I was like, pretty sure they gave you the wrong fucking one if you got a signed script for like 30 quid.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It didn't seem right to me in the slightest.
But then there were
just go for nothing.
There were some, like, because they kind of like they were teasing what there could be, you know, kind of thing up the top. I mean, like there was like a gamer box kind of thing where I think that was probably one of like the 50-60 quid ones or something like that. That you could get a PS4 in it, you know, like you could. I mean, yeah, like there was probably one. I bet there was one.
Yeah, one out of 200.
Yeah, something like that. Probably
I want the one that's shaped the same size as the PS4. Not the small one.
It was quite a big box.
Yeah, that one.
It was like it was actually a cool box as well because I saw them about and I was like, oh, this is pretty. It was like a big Game Boy kind of thing box, which I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. I saw quite a few of them about, so they fucking made some bank on those mystery boxes, man. But yeah, I don't know. But that's enough for Comic Con anyway. I mean, I did just the quick sort of shout out. I did sort of bump into the Remake guys as well. You know, the band that we've had on the show a couple of times now.
Nice.
And they're going to be playing another con in Leicester. I think it's sort of end of August. I think it's around then. If I've got the dates wrong, I'm sure I'll say it more closer to the time anyway. I'm going to try and go along to that because they are going to be playing. They're going to be doing one of the nights kind of thing. So yeah, that should be fun to actually go and see those play.
Comic Con?
Maybe. I don't know. Because I mean, there was plenty of games in there. There was like an esports arena there as well. Actually, just to throw it out there.
No.
I was actually sitting there for a bit watching Hearthstone because I just wanted somewhere to sit down, if I'm honest. But it was pretty cool though, like because they had like the whole like the caster table, you know, obviously the main kind of stage kind of thing where they were playing, and there was also like a table for the presenters who were like, you know, sort of talking in between and everything. So they'd spent a lot of money on kind of setting it up properly, but I didn't feel like people were really getting into it though. I think because, you know, at the end of the day, they're at that event to have a good wander about and, you know, see what's going on there. So it didn't ever feel very packed over there. So it kind of felt a bit weird. But then maybe it was the game. Maybe if it would have been like, I don't know, like League of Legends or Dota or something like that, then maybe more people might have been there. Who knows? But PlayStation were there, Nintendo were there. You know, there was plenty. There's plenty of going on the gaming kind of level, but just sort of nothing that really piqued my interest that much. But I don't know. I think I'll definitely check them out in the future anyway. See what's going on. But I think it's not really my thing, if I'm honest. I think I'll stick to maybe the gaming conventions.
Fair enough.
Right. Well, let's get into some games anyway, guys.
Games.
Let's go with Dave first, man. What's been a cracking?
So I've been working on my Outlast 2 editings. Those videos will be coming up soon, and I decided as a treat, because I've been working so hard, that I would pick up System Shock, the Enhanced Edition. System Shock 2 is one of my all-time favourite games ever, and I vaguely remember playing System Shock the first time around many years ago when it came out, and basically they've just rehashed the graphics slightly. You can now play it in 1024 by 768. The controls have been tweaked slightly to make it a little bit more manageable. You can now use a mouse, and they've also tweaked some of the gameplay a little bit so it makes a little bit more sense, and they've sort of fixed a couple of the bugs. The game itself is amazing. It's also incredibly hard, but something that I'm looking forward to very much is that the guys who did it were called Night Dive Studios, and they took over the System Shock from whoever it was before, and they did this reboot thing to sort of say, here, look, this is what we can do. But then when they were doing that, they were like, you know what? Let's do this properly. So they're now bringing out next year a fully reimagined System Shock with like proper modern graphics, and it looks incredible. There's a demo out there, so I'm hoping I'm going to try and download it and play a bit of it and get a video up of it. But it's effectively the the same game, just like a million times better looking. But System Shock, the concept is that you play a hacker who were doing his hacky things and got caught, and instead of being incarcerated, they were kind of like, hey, would you like to just mess around with this AI? So you're like, sure, what's the worst that could happen? The AI then goes rogue and decides to wipe out all humanity, and you have been tasked with shutting her down. So you wake up on this space station, everyone else is dead, and you have a whole bunch of cyborgs and mutants running around, attempting to end you while you're running around trying to shut down this AI. I'm not sure what's scarier about the game, the fact that you can hear the enemies around behind you and you have no idea quite where they are, or the shocking graphics. But it is a very enjoyable game, and I did enjoy playing that very much.
Fair enough, dude.
And it does take a little while to get used to, because even after with all the slightly tweaked controls, it's still very hard to wander around. There's lots of moments where you're being shot at from behind, so you attempt to try and turn around to shoot back, and you end up looking down at the ground or looking up at the ceiling and flailing wildly while being horribly murderized.
Oh, great. Okay, cool, man. Well, let's move over to Mike now and jump into sort of one of his games, man. So, what have you been playing, dude?
So I did something a little crazy. I downloaded Overwatch to my laptop.
Oh, and does it work all right?
Yeah, it was fine. It's just the keyboard's a nightmare to fucking play with, but it handled it. The graphics weren't brilliant, but it wasn't laggy or anything like that. I forgot how much fun that game is, but I also forgot how fucking annoying it is at the same time. So I got involved, did a bit of rank play just because I haven't been actually ranked yet, because I never did it when I was playing. There wasn't rank available, and tried out a couple of the new characters and just had a little bit of a play on it. Yes, I think I'm going to get back into it. I kind of miss Overwatch. It's one of the better FPSs, but it's kind of spawned now. If you see everything like, what have you got? Battleborn, Paladins, all the kind of basically now FPS shooters. You have classes in. It's kind of everyone's trying to do that kind of jazz now. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. Did a little bit of Time as Mercy. I'm pretty shit as a healer, so not too long doing that. Did got a couple of games, play of the game and stuff like that. No, I mean, I think we should definitely have a game on that.
Yeah, man, I'm game. Let's do it, man. I haven't played Overwatch in time, so it's about time that I get back on it.
And apart from that, what else did I play? I played. I fucking downloaded a game. Hold on, let me just see what it was.
While you download it, while you're thinking about that, I'll just quickly jump into one of my games, and I finally sort of picked, because in my Humble Bundle payment came out on Friday, so that means that I've got my early access game of Stellaris now. We had sort of Lewis on the podcast a while ago, who was kind of talking about this game, couple I don't know, it's probably about 3-4 weeks ago now. And I thought, you know what, it's my turn, I need to go and give this a shot. And I ended up playing a multiplayer game with Lewis, another friend of mine, Hunter, as well. And I had absolutely no idea what I was doing at all. I still haven't really figured out this game properly yet. But like, all in all, it's just one of those kind of like, it's a massive management kind of game in some sense. You're kind of controlling your empire, you're exploring other systems to be able to kind of construct like mining ships, not mining ships, like mining bases and stuff on planets, so that you can get your resources. You're also building your army, you're doing like politics. There is an unbelievable amount of shit that you've got to do in this game, and if I'm honest, it just completely overwhelmed me. And we were playing for a good 4 hours the other night, and just didn't get anywhere. I didn't feel like we got anywhere anyway. But they were like, oh yeah, no, we're all really good. We've got a good start going on here. Like the two guys I was playing with. And then for me, I just sort of I got to the end of this sort of 4 hour slog and was just like, I'm really fucking bored, guys. Like, I just want to kill some shit. So I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go and attack the system next to me. Like, bad choice, seriously bad choice. I just got like, they started like absolutely like destroying me, and I just sort of went, yeah, guys, I don't think this is my game, and I've actually uninstalled it now because I was just like, I really can't be bothered with it. It's just not. It's not my bag. Just not at all. I mean, like, I'm sure, you know, it's other people's, you know, bag, but for me, it just kind of felt like a game where you're just constantly waiting. I like, because like you're going, right, okay, right, I'm going to build this spaceport. How long is that going to take? 12 months. Okay, all right. And it's just sort of like, all right, okay, so I'll wait while that, I'll try and look at other things while I'm doing that. And you still sort of like, you've gone and explored fucking 3 other systems or something like that, and you're still waiting for this spaceport to build, and you're just like, for fuck's sake, just come on. I mean, you can speed it up and everything like that, but nah, it just, it wasn't for me. Stellaris. Just before we go back over to Mike on that, we have got a couple of guys who said hello in the chat. You Decide, and we've also got Sergeant Rock. You Decide is asking us to talk about RuneScape, which that is a blast from the past. I haven't played that game in fucking years. I remember back in the day. It has. I mean, they're actually got a Rune Con happening in the UK. I can't remember where it's happening now. Let's see if I can find it. But yeah, it's got a massive following. But I haven't played that game in years, so I wouldn't really be able to talk about it that much, unfortunately. You Decide.
Yeah, you're talking to the wrong Hollywood. My brother has played RuneScape for years, basically back from the original through the various reboots that it's gone through. He spends most of his time fishing, because apparently you have to collect a whole load of fish in order to boof up your stats so you can go fight the really big things. He's also been massively into the whole PvP side of things. But to actually work your way through getting decent skill sets takes years and months of your time. But he's thoroughly enjoyed it. He passed it to me to have a look at. I kind of went, it seems reasonably easy, interesting, but I never really sort of took to it. However, I do know that RuneScape does have one of the greatest quest chains in it of all time, which is the Seagull quest chain, where you have to basically, you start off, I think you're trapped in a jail cell and you have to speak to a seagull, and then the quest just takes you like all the way through the game, just doing absolutely everything to get back to it. It's like, of all the MMOs, it's one of the longest quest chains and has been well renowned for being awesome.
Well, I mean, now I might have to play some RuneScape again at some point, you know, because look, I mean, there's RuneFest. There we go. That's what it's called. You Decide. Thanks for correcting me there. It's going to be at the Battersea Evolution in sort of London on the 23rd of September. I wonder how much the tickets are. Should we have a look? And this will be my main clincher if I'm actually going to bother going to this or not.
It's £300.
£102.96 to £150.57. RuneScape can get fucked for that kind of money. No way I'm going. Unless they want to give me press, then I'll go along. But Jesus, that's a lot of dough.
Speaking of events, I have been invited to Norway next year for a LAN gaming session. So,
awesome.
The Vikings.
Yeah. Yes, I'm going to go play games with Vikings for 3 days. But yeah, so that was something next year to look forward to.
Just going to ignore You Decide's latest message and move on.
I'm impressed he can fit 6 up his bum. Not going to lie. Well done. Well done, my friend.
So, Mike, what was the other game?
I saw the game I downloaded. Yeah, it was the Aladdin that was on the Sega Mega Drive.
Oh, shit.
I downloaded it for my PC and was trying to beat it, and I just couldn't beat the fucking later levels. Just ruined me. Yeah. I think it's also because I was trying to do it on a keyboard, which made it a bit more difficult. But I don't know how I ever beat that game when I was younger. Just fucking brutal.
I have managed to find a System Shock game demo for the updated one, so I'm busily downloading it. So there will be a video soon of me playing that.
Do it, mate. Do it.
Instructor HD might have the demo out. I need to download that tonight.
Yeah, you need to get on that as well.
Yeah, see, there was the Aladdin, but I was the fan of the Lion King one.
Oh, the Lion King. Everyone knows the best level. Everyone knows the best level. Come on, who remembers the best level?
Is it the Stampede level?
It's the one with all the monkeys. And
the monkeys, the
keep
flinky
chucking
around
all over the place. You got to go through. That's such a good level. That was such. I don't make games like that no more. They don't make games like that no more.
They don't. They don't. I agree with you. In fact, here we go. Let's see if I can get it out. Oh, it's probably not where the monkeys are, but there we go. There we go. There's some monkeys there.
Yeah, because you had to roar at them to flip them round, and then you jump into their arms and they'd swing you.
And you'd end up going the wrong way, and it was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, and if you got it wrong, then you'd have to do it all over again.
Oh man, what a game! What a game! I feel like I've got to go back to it now. I mean, you know what? A friend of mine put up a post the other day getting sort of like best Sega Mega Drive games. Best Sega Mega Drive game. He was just saying of all time, and it was just sort of trying to get people's suggestions and such that. And I that's difficult because there is a lot of Sega Mega Drive games that I love, but I mean, like, I think because of the fact that I saw it wasn't there already, I had to say about Toe Jam and Earl, because I fucking love that game so much. But it's not the best. I know it's not.
Unfortunately, the best Sega Mega Drive game is actually not one game. It's one cartridge, and it is Streets of Rage, it is Golden Axe, and it is Shinobi on that one cartridge. Was the best gaming cartridge of all time.
Yeah.
That was the Power Play on a Sega Mega Drive.
Yeah, my friends have the TV thing that you plug in, and it's like a Mega Drive, but it's sort of like a download cart thing. So basically, it's a Mega Drive that comes with like 200 odd games, which is like all the Mortal Kombats, all the Sonics, all the Alex Kids, and like just Altered Beast, Alien Attack or whatever it was called. Just so many games, and you pick it up for 50 quid, and it's just like. But then you can also download other ones as well.
As we're sort of on that Sega Mega Drive hype, like, who remembers on how much of a game changer this was? Fucking, you could put 2 extra controllers in.
That was one of the best. That was in my top 10, certainly. Probably my top 3, actually, because of just how many multiplayer games. I remember, what was the game? It had like almost like a little possum or something. And it was a rocket guy. Rocket Knight or something.
Oh, yeah, I think it was that.
That was such a good game. I need to find that again, because there was so many good games on the Sega Mega Drive was my shit. I had a SNES, but that wasn't really like the one. But I fell in love with Sonic, and then there's so many good games for the Sega Mega Drive. I've still got one somewhere. God knows where.
Here's Rocket Knight. It's a kind of worst level that I've picked right here, right? Let's move on a bit further.
It's a great game.
Oh, okay.
That was a really, really good game. And you were like, basically, you'd be flying across the screen and like taking on enemies and stuff. But
seeing enemies.
It was such a really good game, actually. I remember it very fondly. And then you also had what was the other one that I used to love on the Mega Drive? Like hours and hours of play on it. Cool Spot.
Oh, yeah, damn straight.
Cool Spot was the marketing thing for 7-Up.
It was indeed. And there was also what was the other? Oh, Earthworm Jim as well. That was a fucking classic.
Yeah, mate, for sure.
Some good games.
Well, let's get away from our Sega Mega Drive. I don't know, nostalgia. Yeah, definitely.
Have you played much more of that NBA game at all?
No, it's pretty much just sort of disappeared into my Steam list at the moment. I'm sure I will come back to it. I really want, like, I don't know, I'm kind of waiting for the co-op play, I suppose. And then, I don't know, but then do I have any friends that actually play it? Probably not. on PC anyway. Because it did come out on Xbox and PS4 as well. I'm now starting to think, oh, maybe I should have picked it up on a console rather than PC. But I mean, I'm still playing it with a controller on my PC anyway, so it doesn't make too much of a difference for me. But I don't know. I'll definitely have to go back to it. Dave, have you got another game? I think you have, haven't you?
Yes, I have. Secret World came out in 2012. It's done by the same people who did the pointy, clicky adventure games that, some of my head, I can't remember what they're called, but he's like a big storyteller. So
haven't they just done a relaunch on this?
Yes. I was about to talk about that, and you beat me to it, so thanks. So Secret World came out and everyone was like, ooh, this seems interesting. It's kind of like not your typical sword and sorcery MMO. It was more sort of set in the real world, but then at the same time it had a lot of the sort of monster lore, like vampires, werewolves and things that go bump in the night and everything that has tentacles. The game came out and it did reasonably well, and people were definitely getting into it, and it was interesting because it wasn't your typical leveling up set as well. You went in, you chose a weapon, and then you had like an off weapon, and then you could sort of put points in that, but then you could swap the weapons around and they gave you different skills. You could sort of mix and match different skills from different areas, and you could sort of build your own player, as it were. So you didn't get forced into, I want to be a tank or a healer or a DPS. You could kind of do a bit of both, but then there was one that was sort of predominantly a tank and one that was predominantly healing, and everything else was sort of DPS, but it sort of gave a bit more flexibility. The story quests were amazing because it wasn't just your standard run-of-the-mill go hit 5 things, collect 6 tails and hand it in. There was like investigative quests that were basically like, some bad shit's just gone down in this town, I want you to go and figure out what's going on. Off you go, and then you were left to your own devices of running around the town and exploring, and it even had a built-in web browser, so you could actually like search stuff on Google at the same time you were playing the game. It was just mental. But the game, as it went on, it sort of less people were getting interested in it. They attempted a single player called the Theme Park or the Park or something. It was a bit shit. So the thing that they brought up now is the reboot, because obviously 5 years later they decided, because initially it was you buy the game, then there was a subscription, but they dropped the subscription, but you still had to buy the game, and then there was like extra issues, like the expansion things that you bought, and now they're revamping everything to be a more of a free-to-play model. So you get everything, but then you use coins to buy the currency to buy things, kind of like how it is with Guild Wars. But as part of the reboot, they've also decided to revamp all the skills and everything. So it is a brand new game. So this is called Secret World Legends, and anyone that wants to play Secret World Legends, because it's such a revamp, you're going to have to start again from the beginning. So effectively there will be 2 versions of the game. There'll be the one that everyone has been playing for the last 5 years and got all the stuff, and then you then move over to Secret World Legends, where you'll start again from level 1, but you can bring along sort of the cosmetic things, but you have to do everything again. And it's not new or different, it's just the same but again. But then they're also getting rid of a lot of the flexibility with the leveling up, the skill sets and the weapons and stuff. So a lot of people are very dubious about this. The whole thing kicks off in June, so we'll find out more then, but a lot of people are kind of unhappy with the way this is going and not sure. It's kind of, they're likening it to when Star Wars Galaxies did that thing where they gave you one character slot that was force sensitive, that you had to effectively restart the game in order to do it all over again. And also they other games that have sort of rebooted, like the Final Fantasy Realms Reborn. That was a brand new reboot of the game, but with that one they kind of gave you new stuff to do. So
they did it completely right as well. They actually they listened to all of the complaints, because 14 was a massive flop. I mean, a ridiculous flop. No one liked it, and that's why they were like, you know what, we're just going to take this away and just come back with a newer version. And yeah, it's a great game. I mean, they're coming up with their second expansion. It's going to be dropping in June as well. So I think it's called Stormblood, if I remember rightly, with a couple of new classes, some new things as well. I mean, Heaven's Ward did really well as well. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully, I suppose, is it in beta or like a closed beta at the moment?
Yeah, there's a beta that I've signed up for. But yeah, I think that's what they're trying to do. But it seems weird that they're doing it now, because there wasn't anything inherently wrong with the Secret World. It just wasn't gaining as much feedback as some of the other bigger MMO, the more established ones. So why they're doing it now, and why they're not bringing anything different to it? There will be new stuff later on, but you've got to re-slog through everything to get to that point. So it's going to be interesting. So I haven't actually touched it.
Sorry, once the new game comes out as such, does that mean like the old game's just done, gone, disappeared, or is
the old game will still be there? They're just not doing anything new for that game.
Okay.
They're just going to let it sit there. It's interesting because I haven't actually touched this game in years. I just decided, I was like, I'm bored, I need to play a game, so I'll just play this one. And then as I was loading up, all this thing flashed up about Secret World Legends, and I'm like, what the hell is this? I might as well do some reading. And I was like, oh, yeah, is it actually worth me sort of still trying to plug away at getting towards the end game content of the original Secret World if, there's not going to be anyone there to do it with in a month's time? But it's interesting because when I got the Secret World, I was one of the ones that paid everything up front. So I was a founder. So I've always had everything for free and get all the free stuff. So now that they brought in this membership thing, which was a little while ago, I'm a member. And when Secret World Legends come out, I can transfer that. So effectively, I will still get everything for free, which is really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Definitely, because when the game came out, it was like this: do I stick 200 quid up front? Am I gonna, is it gonna be worth it? And the answer is yes.
Yes.
Well, fair enough, too.
But Secret World is still very cool, and it's for those who haven't tried it yet, it's definitely worth doing. And if you've never played it, definitely give it a go in a month's time when it comes out. You will not be disappointed.
Fair enough, Bam. Well, moving from your MMO to the MMO I've been playing this week, I was actually playing it on stream, on the pre-stream for the podcast. It was really cheap last week. It was an MMO called Black Desert Online, and it is you just buy the game. There isn't a subscription or anything like that, and it's kind of it feels quite different to some of the MMOs that I've sort of played in the past, just because it kind of it doesn't sort of follow your sort of traditional kind of things. So it's in like the you've got your hot bar at the bottom and everything like that. I mean, yeah, there is a hot bar there, but you're not really pressing like Control 1, Alt 1, like to be able to kind of trigger your different hot bar. It's more actually to do with like combos and stuff like that. So you'll be kind of using, you're pressing like, you're left clicking on the mouse, or, you'll press like S, to go back and hit the, the left mouse button, and that will be a certain combo. And you sort of like combo attacks, stuff like that. And it's actually quite refreshing to kind of do that. I mean, and like the game is actually quite visually appealing as well. Earlier on when I was playing on stream, I had to turn it down to low settings so that everything run properly and everything like that. But when you can actually put it up to 4K resolution if you've got if your computer can support that and you've got a 4K monitor. So that's pretty ridiculous in itself. Now, I've only played this for like a couple of hours so far, so I really I haven't even scratched the surface on this game yet. It seems that there's really a lot to it, and I'm once again a little bit overwhelmed, but I think that's kind of like with any MMO at first, because they've got sort of a lot of things that sort of go on in the background. But all in all, though, really enjoying the combat, and I'm looking forward to actually playing a bit more of it. So I suppose as I go on, in the game as such. I'll sort of touch back on it, but for now that's probably about as much as I've got on it. But if you haven't picked it up, I'd definitely say it's worth a shot, because like I said,
is this the one that's
sorry?
Is this one that's player orientated with the sort of the currency and everything that players determine? You can get like a sort of feudal system going on that got a hierarchy, and you can get like a lord, and they can then pass laws and stuff down. Is this one that can do that?
No, I don't think that's. Is that the one that you literally only have one life, kind of thing like that? You buy like for a year or something. I think you maybe think of the Kickstarter one that isn't quite out yet. They're still building it. I can't remember the name of the game right now. I'm gonna have to find that in a sec, but. Because that looks really fucking interesting, that MMO, and I'm really looking forward to it. Let's see if I can find it quickly. One Life. It is just like a permadeath thing. No, it's not that one. Chronicles of Illyria.
Okay.
That has got aging and death and stuff like that. It's also like it's not like One Life. It's that more that you pay for like a year as such. So you pay like this one price, and you've got that will be your life for the year as such in that game. There is going to be, as you're saying, like lords and everything like that. It's kind of going to be more kind of, as you said, the player's going to be sort of more in control of everything. Which is definitely an interesting concept, and I'm looking forward to seeing on how they kind of implement it. But yeah, it's still not out yet. I don't know when it's actually coming out either, so we've got a while to wait on that. Sergeant Rock's just sort of it's just Stagbeat was already answered him, but yeah, about Destiny 2 for this winter. He was sort of going, are we looking forward to it? And yeah, me and the Stag definitely are. We're going to be on PS4. I know you're on there on PS4 as well, Sergeant Rock, so we should definitely get on some streaming when it comes out, my man. Now this oh yeah, there it is.
He doesn't talk anymore, though, I don't think.
Oh.
No, I think he's dead.
Battery's dying on something inside.
Yeah, they replaced the voice.
Well, no, just when he got taken out of the game, he just stopped talking.
I love it. Now, just on... because we did the cast so recently, there isn't that much news.
It's fuck all, mate. It's fuck all, mate.
But there was something that we did miss on the last podcast that I thought we definitely should touch on. For you Far Cry fans out there, obviously we've just had the announcement of Far Cry 5. I must admit, I'm like, yeah, okay, whoa, another open world game. But all in all, though, this trailer that they have released has been made with all from the game engine footage, and it is looking fucking pretty as fuck right now. Oh, we've lost the mic. Have we lost?
He was overwhelmed by the beauty of Far Cry 5 so much that his computer couldn't handle it.
Now, I mean, this one is going to be set in America. It's kind of like I feel like it's got sort of like that Westboro Baptist Church kind of vibe of the fact that it's you're going to be oh, what have we got here? Oh, his internet's just gone, I think he said. Yeah, his internet just popped. That's what Mike said. So we might not get Stag Beetle back before the end of the show. But Far Cry 5 wise, I mean, it's looking kind of interesting, but it's not really my bag, if I'm honest. I'm just trying to get up the information for it now.
Yeah, since Outlast 2, I'm kind of done with religious-based games.
Well, this one, it's going to be coming out next year in February. That's what they've said anyway. I'm sure it probably get delayed or something. But do you know, this game's looking pretty complete already with the footage they're kind of showing. It's going to be in Hope County, Montana. Let's see what else we've got here. I'm just trying to find the information for it. No, can't find any information, and I'm alright. But it looks pretty. That's all good with me.
Yeah, but as we know, full well a pretty game does not make a good game.
No, it doesn't. But I suppose as we've lost the Michael and we're pretty much at time anyway, I think it's probably about time.
Also, my head's been split into 2 different screens.
Yeah, that's because Mike's gone. Yeah, it's because I have to do screen regions on Skype. So if anyone ever drops from the call, it always fucks up like this. Well, on this really annoying, shitty ending for the podcast.
We've got to keep it professional. It's like we just got to carry on and nothing has happened.
Yeah.
It's
Well, that's too late. If you'd like to take part in our conversation, you can either post on our Facebook or at facebook.com/GameOverYear.
You can tweet us using @GoVYear, and you can also follow us on Twitch, which is what you are doing now, because you can see us. Hello. And in case you need to know it, it is www.twitch.tv/GoVYear. And if Mike was here, he would say, you can also subscribe on YouTube at youtube.com/user/GameOverYearUK. On the YouTube, current videos are the Hearthstone, the Tavern Brawl that happened this weekend. That's up, so you can watch that. The Outlast playthrough is up there, and coming soon will be Outlast 2 playthrough. So if you're interested in watching those games and watching me get horribly scared, then definitely watch those. And if you feel the need to send us an email to complain horribly, or to send us free stuff, or just to send us naked pics, you can do that at contactus@gameoveryear.net.
And don't forget, you can find all of these lovely links at our website, which is gameoveryear.net. Thank you for joining us, and until next time,
Game over
over
year.
year.